Moment of truth.
I also own a farm.
Here we go. You're now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So we got a lot of things to do today, but we figured we'd make sure Robert doesn't flip over here. He's got his wee-woo light on. They're digging some ditches. I told him to drop the material here, and I'll have to push it over the hill a little bit. He got a branch hanging off the side of it. It ain't hot enough, cold enough for a sweatshirt today. So teaching the old boy life lessons. Robert's back around. He's been busy this summer with his biker gang or whatever he's doing. But they've been dropping me some fill. Hopefully it don't flip over there. Our goal is to make this more gradual coming down this. That is good fill. There's rocks and stuff in it. More gradual coming down and not such a drop off. Make things that was a good load. So we did the driveway over here. As you see, it's all gradual over. I guess I got some pieces of wood right here still. Stuff is slowly coming out of the woodworks and whatnot, but they're digging ditches today. I said, yeah, bring me some loads. I know what's up. It has been very, very nice. Big fan. So this worked out absolutely amazing. At some point we'll raise it up and dip it a little bit, but he's gonna go up and keep going. So alrighty, we got to dive into our stuff. We have some truck work to do. You hit 3 mailboxes last year?
My truck.
That's not your truck?
My whole door's loaded.
Your whole door has mailboxes all over it? Okay, so this front tire on this side, it is beat up. It's honestly not safe. So, last year we actually threw one on the one side and I said, we're gonna get around to it. And then we really haven't run this truck that much this year. So yesterday we ran it. I was supposed to bring the tire to the tire shop, but life happens. We'll get it started up. I'm gonna pull it over. I'm gonna pressure wash it down. That way we can see where the oil leak is. I think I need a line. I'm hoping it's just a line. But I'll let it air up and we'll degrease it down. Then we'll take the tire off. We have to stop at, we need air lines for the tanker anyways. So I'm gonna grab the degreaser, the foam cannon, and I'm hoping it's just a line. We lost a lot of oil yesterday. Not a lot, but more than I would like to. It's not just a slight drip. And other than that, I'm hoping that's our only oil leak. So, degreaser and foam cannon. There we go. How you doing, buddy? Silage truck did its thing yesterday. 10 hours of billable. Not too bad. Got it cleaned up some. I'll get it running. We use some degreaser. You can see the block. I'm thinking it's the oil line to the compressor. I'm hoping that's what it actually is, but I'm not sure. We put new valve cover gaskets on this, and that should be tight enough, but maybe it's leaking out of the top. So did we not put a back valve cover gasket on this? Well, they wouldn't be we, it'd be me. I think there's no back valve cover gasket. That line's not leaking. I believe it builds enough oil and it starts dripping out of the back. Oh, amateur hour. It's either not there or not tight. I don't think it's the line. I honestly, looking at it, it looks like it's vibrating, like we put it back together, but that would make no sense because I wouldn't have all the seals. So it's got to be on there, but not loosened up the top, the hold downs. That's what I'm thinking. I don't really know that, which isn't the end of the world, but we can do that once we get the tire dropped off so that they can get it changed today so that we can go trucking tomorrow. So let me just grab a jack. We'll throw it up there and easy peasy. Okay, we'll throw this in the truck. We're gonna stop and get some metal, something I've wanted to do since I started rolling around with the boys. I should re-weld some of those welds that we did with not the best welder. My MIG does pretty good job. The 252 miller I have. I wanted to put mesh on this side. It makes the chopper guy's life better. We haul a little bit more tonnage. That's a foot taller. So if we can run straight across down at an angle and get some mesh up there, I think that will benefit us in silage season and keep Isaiah, you know, we got to keep him happy. But we'll throw the tire in the back, then we can go to the Amish. The other thing is I need those air lines that we blew out on the tanker trailer, because I had a spare and I'm not sure if that's the spare sitting in there or where the spare went, but I'm gonna get 3 of them and we're gonna put some 90s. So I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. Today is kind of run around, get things organized. Tomorrow's gonna be a busy day. Probably Saturday's gonna be a busy day. Then Sunday we got a lot of stuff just to do in house. And something we dug up. So on this military trailer, I'll climb underneath here for a sec. Ooh. Things are looking good. Corn is, I'm hoping the later day corn really helped me out. So underneath here, Isaiah was running this the last place we were at, and we blew some airlines. So when we went into aggressive roadway entrances, that would go up high enough and hit that. What we did on this side, because we kept doing that, we put 90s. That happened right away. Like instantly when I got the trailer, I backed up on a curb, blew an airline. What I could do is turn this brake can around, which will probably do that, so it's at a more of a side angle. But last time I did this, somebody said, you're an idiot, you took off both ends, you made more work. Well, the swivels are on that end. So unless you're magically amazing and you can make something swivel that isn't supposed to swivel, which probably then means it's broken. Yeah. I do read every comment, and there's some people that I love bringing up some of the dumb comments that people think they know it all, and then they throw it in. I don't know everything, and I admit that. I'm just faking it till I make it, I think. And some people out there, what was it? People were mad at me because I tedded my hay twice because I don't have much alfalfa in it at all, but clearly I don't know what I'm doing hay, or that I borrow other people's equipment. Well, we barter. That is the world we live in. What was the other thing? Somebody said I should be reported for animal abuse because my calves are treated horribly, which that was a shock to me. Yeah. There's quite a few comments, and they're actually fun to read. So if you don't read them, go down and read them, and it's kind of hilarious. There's some people that tell me exactly how they feel about me, but they watch every day. So yeah, even if you're a hater and you watch every day, you're still a fan. Okay, I got one of them off. The other one I needed another wrench, which I forgot about that because there's a reducer or whatnot, an adapter, but they're both the same anyways. So we need a 90. We'll get 3 hoses. That way we got a spare on the shelf because I don't know where our spare went. So today being, what is today, the 5th? September 5th? September 5th. 2 years ago today, I drove out here and I sat at the top of the hill over there and looked out over here, and I drove around the block and drove out there with the realtor from Country Boy. And we've come a long way. So 2 years ago today, we looked at the property and somebody had actually made a cash offer on, that was a Monday, on the Friday. And the only thing I can come with was it was Amish. That's the only, everybody that I talked to around this area, they said somebody with a cash offer like that, it's gotta be Amish. And I was advised by multiple people, leave your offer in and just wait. They'll eventually back out because the people want more money than what the cash offer was. So I left my offer in. It wasn't cash. We're financed. We're 33 years old. If we had that much cash in our pocket at that point, we probably should be doing something other than farming. So they said put your offer in, leave it. And I'd have to look back. I think it was maybe 2.5 months later, I got a phone call. And they said, the other people pulled their offer out, are you interested? So, and that was the beginning of it. I appreciate everybody that helped me work on it. The people that I worked with through FSA have since moved on. And the 2 people did unbelievable to help make it happen for me. The one I personally knew from years past, going to college together. So, and I don't know who put a good word into me, but I know somebody, I've heard stories from people, and I know somebody put a good word in, or something happened that they moved my ball along a lot quicker, and they advised me and helped me out. And people have asked to do a video on how that all worked out. I should honestly do it. The thing is, I don't know a lot of what went on. I had an unbelievable loan officer and the assistant. They knocked it out of the park. I gave them, they told me what I needed, they told me how to do it, and it worked. So come a long way in the last 2 years. It is, yeah, we didn't know what we were gonna do. So we have come a long way, and I appreciate all you guys, because yes, the YouTube channel has been part of it, bringing you along. And without you guys watching along, we wouldn't be where we're at. So it's it definitely keeps it interesting and keeps us moving. So just going down memory lane. It's amazing that it's been 2 years, but it's honestly, it's been awesome. You guys have been awesome. So I'm gonna jump over. We're just gonna look at some corn real quick before we go down to the tire shop. I want to see where some stuff is at. I'm curious. Ducks in the road. So we haven't really figured out the whole outside rows being really short here, but then we come in and, well, it's doing its thing. So this is ground that I rent. I think it needs a lot more to it, but as far as building some ears, it's going along. We really need some more heat, but let's see. Yeah, there we are. Nothing's dented of it yet. Gets me a little worried. Nothing spectacular, but on paper over here, everything I have, I've got it for 150 bushel corn. That's how we did it. That's our county average. We don't have everybody high yields. We don't have people that are hitting 300 plus nonstop. It's just not how it goes. So I'm a little nervous. I am nervous. Keep in mind, you guys are a week or two later on it. But for what's going on, what we have into it, probably could have used some more upfront groceries. Got to soil sample all of this side. I soil sampled the other side. We're getting better. Hopefully we have it more figured out. I did not know till about 3 weeks before we planted this ground that I was even going to farm this ground. So it's kind of how it went. But alrighty. Okay, first stop, tire shop. And we tire shop down here in Canjo. Usually I got 4-state Enterprises do my tire work, but that's when the trucks are out. Well, when the semi truck is out towards them. Tire shop last year came and switched it when I got a flat on the other side, and so I hit them up and I said, hey, this is what I got from you last year. I meant to grab another one in the fall, and we weren't running the truck after that for very much, so we just ran it. But they're gonna throw a tire on for me. We'll throw it back on the truck. The truck will be pretty good. We got the little stuff to do, but we'll jump over, grab some airlines and stuff like that. And then dog food for Yanko. He ran out of dog food. I know, amateur hour. I was gonna stop last night when they were coming through, and I totally forgot. We rolled home at 8:10. Could have stopped at Tractor Supply and grabbed some. A lot of things to remember. Okay, so they got the welder in there welding for them. I pulled up here. I've been here 15 minutes. They cut 6 sections for me, 1 in half, and got me the mesh that I need. So the service is amazing, and it goes back to people that have moved up here from areas that didn't have stuff like this. Well, we had stuff, but they were always busy or picky. Pretty quick service. So I would love it if the tire was done. So I'll head back that way, but kids are in school over there. So south of the river here. I say that every time, just so you guys have a general logistics of it. Their corn looks pretty good. A little weedy in spots, but I don't think their spray program's really on point. So we got 24 foot of square tubing, and we got a 4x8 mesh piece to go with it. So we're gonna add a foot on the one side of the truck and put us in a good place. We got everything we need now. Well, they had 2 hoses. We are waiting on the tire to be call us back, so I'm hoping I didn't drive back for 10 minutes and then get called back in, but need to get some tape. We got the 90s that are gonna go on that to make our lives easier. I'll bring some tools over this time. Bring a tool tray. But tape this all up. Yeah, clearly that one had its life expectancy goodbye. Which one of those was new, so that's kind of a pain, but we're still learning. That tank was custom built by ourselves, and that cross member hits, and we learned that. So
I will admit, laying on these millings is a whole lot better than laying on dirt. Oh, mix this up. Okay. So, there's that one. There's that one. Oh. There we go. There we go. Is it still spinning the other one? Yeah. Come on. I guess this one's an original one. So that's the other one. Because there's paint. There's camo paint on this. But I'll pop this off. We're going to rotate the can a little bit so it's a little bit better angle. So that hopefully we don't have any issues this fall. Because it's always nice when things just go smooth. I get it, I show you guys everything. And some people think I just destroy everything. But we have some smooth days. A smooth day doesn't give you anything. So we'll capitalize on when things are not going well, but I'd rather have smooth days. Keeps my stress down, gives you a better life. Oh, well, that took way longer than I thought. Trying to get those 90s. They're not similar as the other ones that didn't have a lot of space, but I got them. So hopefully we don't have to switch these out for a very long time. But I'll get them all snugged up and then on to the next thing. I do not know if the hatches are going to be here in time since they have not called me with the billing, which means they have not shipped them. So which I kind of wanted to have the hatches on before this trailer left. Oh, come on. Oh, that fits on there. Okay. Okay. We're snug. We should zip tie these up a little bit so they don't rub bouncing around. Or zip tie some rubber underneath because, oh, actually that could go up to there. And then, yeah, that should go up to there because it's, yeah, they need some leverage. But I don't know if Isaiah adjusted this out. I can't see right now, so we're going to run through the brakes once it gets put on the trailer. But okay, lines are back on. Trailer can move without messing with the brakes.
Okay, so this side was not latching every time. That's got a little bend to it, as it always has. This side, same way, little bend to it, always has. Was latching very good. I'll put a new bolt on that. So, but it got bent when that tailgate decided to leave the chat, and I do see that the nuts loosening up, so we got to weld those together, like somebody had said. Here's where we're at. We got to straighten that back out. That is a huge problem, and then we got to straighten that. Well, curve it more. So, go ahead, get it straight. Find a new nut and bolt, and should work good. Just gonna get it heated up, put it in the vise, squish it together. Well, not together, but you all know what I mean. That's a lot better. I can't believe that one is. Well, I'm glad I actually came back here and got some stuff done because the tire shop, it's 310 now. They just got it done. I'm gonna take the rest of the metal out. So we got it apart. Everything's straightened. We should be good to go now. When we get back, we'll throw that back in, get the tire on. Once the tire's on, I'll feel a lot more comfortable. I'll probably pull the truck up sideways. I don't know. I gotta lift the welder up some to get up there to weld on all this. So let me get the metal out and then we'll run over there quickly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stay. Okay. It's pushed against it. Look at that. They put my name on it and everything. Alrighty. New rubber. Matches the other side. And we're definitely in need of it. So there's always somebody who tells me I don't do it good enough and I don't get it square enough and you gotta spin it and do all that. I agree. I'm not that good at tire work. Stay. Last year the kid did it and he got it pretty well square. And everybody at 4 States, they're I gotta spin that over some. They're a lot better at doing this than I am. I think we gotta jack it up some, sink down a little bit. But yeah, a lot better at it. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, straighten latch is on, bolts are on. That should be where it's supposed to be. We might have to grind it just a little bit from some marks. I'm gonna check that valve cover first because we can weld at night. I'm not that worried about that. Well, in the dark. I do see that our quick fix hose is actually leaking again. So that was something on my list and I forgot it when we went to the parts store. So I am gonna go with, I do not have a valve cover gasket on the back one because the front had a gasket and the back did not for the breather. Oh, yep. Should have had somebody else do this for me. So, it was not sitting in there right. And you can see where the oil is coming out the side of it. So I'm just gonna swap this with the other kit that I have. I'll have Global send me some upper gasket kits for the future, since we got motors. And then we'll let it run for a while and see where it leaks. Hopefully it won't leak at all. Okay, so there's not much room to actually see in here, but if you pull that completely out, you can really see a lot more. That's what we're working with. So I'll get it cleaned up, get it back together. Yes, it's not pretty. Yes, it's a farm truck. Moment of truth. Well, I'll let it run for a little bit. We got to get set up to weld the mesh on. Hopefully that truck's good. We just got to get a new hose for that, because we cut it shorter the other day and that, well, that didn't work out. It worked, but I see it's dripping, so time to replace. Probably should replace both sides, put new clamps on, call it good. Okay, we got it strapped. Goes down and around the forks this time. Hopefully it meets everybody's criteria. It's not the safest thing. Okay, we got our mesh. Gonna have to cut that out once we're done. I had the machine shop there. Not the machine shop, wow. The metal shop. Cut these at 11 inches. So with the other long pieces, which one is holding the tailgate right now, and we're thinking about safety there. And the other one's there. I couldn't put 19 or 18 and a half foot long piece out the back of the pickup, so I had them cut them in two and we can weld them. But welder is picked up, it is strapped. It is not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst thing, so we're gonna climb up there and figure it out. We welded the nuts because they did start backing out. I just stepped on my own safety glasses. We got that welded. Is it great? No. Are we welding to great stuff? No. Are we a lot better off? Yeah, we're pretty good. So got the seam welded together. I probably should have sleeved it or something for what we're gonna do with it. Never gonna have an issue, I hope, knock on wood. Down here, so last year we put this mesh because it stopped here, and then there was boards at one point, and the boards all were rotten, so when I got it, it came right off. We do have to weld the outside of everyone. Granted, I got the ladder holding the door open because we needed that piece. So down here, I'm thinking about doing a little angle there. I know if I do the angle, somebody's going, oh, you're taking too long, or you're not right, or the angle's not right. And if I leave it just square, somebody's going to complain about that. So I know I'm not going to win any of you guys' hearts with it. But I'm thinking, cut this at an angle, go straight down to here, and then we'll tack the mesh up onto it. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think I'm going to be that great at cutting it with the bandsaw, but we're going to give it a try. Oh my! We might have a chicken dinner. Winner, winner. We're close. That's cool. I need a marker. That was a lot closer than I thought for just eyeing it. We might be getting not good at this, but okay with it. So it's slouching a little bit, but that is pretty close to good. Pretty close. Got a little gap, but didn't go all the way to the front. A little bit off with my measuring, or the angle was off, but that's a lot. Pretty happy. That worked out pretty freaking slick. So both sides are actually welded. I stood up, leaned over, you know, I had my harness on. OSHA was here, they were supervising. Somebody did say, and so I'm reading comments in between. Somebody told me I have a pathetic garden for being a farmer. I'm really sorry. I'm not a veggie farmer. I've been eating stuff out of it. Now I know what I need to do differently for next year. Does that pole look bent? Look crooked? Might just be how we're sitting, but that is a new pole. And that guide wire looks straight, but the pole doesn't. Or the guide wire looks off. So, sorry, rambling. What we got to do now, let's jump out of here. We got this sheet, and this is a 4x8 sheet. So we got to cut it. Foot. All we need is a foot sections. So we will go ahead, measure a foot. I wish, what do I got for a table or something? Let's figure something out quick. I'll go down the line, zing, zing, zing. Maybe even throw the plasma cutter on. That's probably the best bet. Throw a piece of metal over it. And then once that's cut, we can tack that up. So we need however many pieces. It's getting dark out. It's like 9:20. Projects always seem to drag on. You get caught up with something, but I got it marked. That is a foot. We'll just slice through, slice through, slice through all the way down. And that will be 8 foot. So 16 and then a little bit at the end or something. We might have to split it up so it lays on a group together. But plasma cutter, zing along. Probably not the best use of a plasma cutter, but it worked pretty freaking slick. So we got this sheet for who knows, whatever other projects we got in our lives. 2 sheets, and we're gonna need a little bit more, but let me grab the one glove I have for the right hand. I got 2 right hand gloves down here. I got my actual pair up top. Oh, before we get up there, we probably should switch from plasma cutter to the extension cord that goes to the welder. Well, I don't know how much you're gonna see because it's well now dark, but hopefully that stays for a second. I guess we're a little taller than I thought. But... Okay, cover your eyes. Okay, that's actually come along pretty well. There's where it meets. I'm somewhat impressed by that. I think we're gonna have to reinforce probably the back side or down on, well, on the bottom, but up to here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this right here. We're gonna overlap so we got something to brace to, go out to there. So box is 17 and some change. Yeah, that'll do. And then we'll cut that. I'll cut that once it's up there. I'll mark it out, but I'll go cut a square, get that marked, cut it, and then this project will be done. Tomorrow we are trucking, but not till 10 a.m. There's another truck that's in the fleet now. Pretty excited to see that. We'll get some action of that. Maybe not tomorrow because we are going across railroad tracks. So this one's a little long, but maybe. Well, we had a few people stop. I know we had a lot of phone calls, and I don't even know what time it is. I am filthy. Welding, you just get filthy no matter what. It is 10:45. So we are done up there. We got to get everything picked up. I'll go up there in a second. We welded to the point where it was flush along the back as far as the flip up. So this was a wagon previously. I take it at some point it had a roof on it. Roof came off. It was 4-wheeled running gear, and yeah. Then we made it into truck box. If you do not know, walk over here. Back in the day, this truck had a manure tank on it. That's what it did. So the hold down, stuff like that. We built the slide rails stay out of the light. We built the slide rails so this box can slide on and off by just taking 8 bolts out and the hydraulic lines off. And then it can slide right off and go on a block and hang out and slide back on. We haven't done that in 3.5, almost 4 years. So the tank that was on it wore out in the back. And at that point, I was putting together the first semi, and I said, yeah, it doesn't really make sense to have that truck. Actually, the first semi was put together. We were building the second one, so. Alrighty. And a year ago, we threw the front mesh on with Isaiah, Matt Hazard, and Eric. And Eric actually wrote his name here with the welder. That is not his name. I think that's a smiley face. I'm not really sure, but he was pretty proud of that at that moment. So, front mesh made a big difference, and I think this side's going to make a big difference. We'll see tomorrow. We'll have to ask Isaiah how he feels about it and if we did a good job or not. Okay, we'll climb back in. I'll give you guys a show of what went on here. So we got a little gap here. This is the one that hit the tree years ago right here. Maybe I'll put that extra piece in there, hold that together. We ain't gonna lose anything out of it. But welded. Actually, you can barely even tell that's where they joined together. It actually came out really good. And then this is the end piece here. So, welded it all together there. Over welded everything in my eyes, but that is not going anywhere. So I'm very excited with adding a few inches there. 12 inches to be exact. And we're only doing it on the one side because chopper blows in this way. So it allows him to heap up the one side and make it happen. We could put it on both sides, but then we probably should have raised this to another foot. And right now we are at 12 foot 4 inches. And once you get to 13 and you're crawling around places, it's really less than ideal. So, but alrighty, got to get the welder down, get all our stuff out of here. Our little piece that we cut off the end there. That came out pretty slick. I'm amazed, actually. I'm very happy with how that came out. So, alrighty, that's gonna do it for today. Still gotta mess around with some of this stuff, but I guess you'll have to wait for the morning to get the full glimpse of what it looks like from this side out. And got a little bit of wrenching to do in the morning. Get that hose, upper radiator hose, and then go trucking for the day. So appreciate you guys watching along. Don't feel like I got as much done as I should have, but we did do some running around. We checked some good things off the list, and I always got to remember, you guys only see 20 to 40 minutes of my day. Yeah, there's a lot more that goes on. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.